Welcome everybody to my channel. This is going to be a reconstruction of my 2067 PB FMC mean. I just got this like, I don't know, 10 minutes ago. Yeah, pretty cool. Knowing that I can break NAR, I guess. Yeah, I mean, pretty unrealistic, but now I know what might happen. So yeah, I'm mostly going to be showing how I could have improved this to like 1933, despite, you know, being such a low mean. Yeah, so anyways, we're going to start off with the first one. This is a 664, but if you look at the UD axis, the four bad edges are just all here, so you can just set them up like this and do U to get EO in 2 moves. So very lucky start. What I noticed is that we have like to make RZP, we have like kind of this bar here. Actually no, I think what I did was, yeah, I think I did B2 R prime, and that gives RZP, yeah, B2 R prime, because you can do that. Like I saw this little column, so I was thinking maybe you can do that, and it does give 4E4C RZP, yeah, so in 4 moves, so that's kind of good. You can also see we have a whole bar here along with this bar here, and the corner is just about here, so we can potentially we can compete, we can actually make a very easy DR here within like 5 moves, and instead of using the standard R trigger, we can actually set up to I think there's a few different ways you can do this. You can do like F2, B2, either one of those. I think I did B2, and yeah, that sets up kind of like these J shapes here, so you can use a 4 move trigger. There's a few different ways you can do it, but I did L, B2, F2, and then R prime gives DR in 9, and this is a 4A160 case, so it's 1/4 turn, but really it's like more like 3 probably. So yeah, we can see for this we can do like kind of a B for regression to 4B2. So yeah, from there we can set up to the trigger using U2 D2, and then yeah, we just do the trigger F D2 F prime. And then if you look at HDR here, we have basically an FR skip, like with, you know, we got these 2 blocks, so all we need to do is you do like D2, whatever is like R2, D2, R2, D2, R2, and that gives slice in 20, and it's also a +0 slice, so it is solved in 20 moves in total. Now I'm going to show, so yeah, that was a 20. There was a way I could have gotten to 19, and yeah, the way I could have done it is, so after switching to the inverse for EO, so after LU you just switch, what I could have done is I have it on Mallard here. I'm gonna try to look for it. Okay, so yeah, now I have it with me. Basically all it is after EO you just switch to the inverse and do F prime. Now that gives also a 44C RZP. Then you switch again, and I'm looking at this for the first time. I think, yeah, what you have to do is you have these 2 bars in the corners here. So what you have to do is B2 to make the 1 bar here, and U2 to make the other bar, and just finish DR with L prime B. And that gives also, that gives 2C3 DR9, if I'm correct. Yeah, 2C3 DR9. So you just switch from that again, and what Mallard tells me is that like you can set up to like the 2C3 trigger by splitting these 2 apart. So you have the big block with 1 corner, and then you do R prime. You can do L. It's just to make sure that the slice is solved. So yeah, then you can do B2 to set up to the trigger, and R D2L makes HDR. After that, you can just do B2 to make like kind of all these bars around, and R2, B2, F2, B2, L2 solves cube, and that's 19 moves. So yeah, kind of missed that. Oops. Let's see the 22 now. All right, so for this next one, I got a 22. So I have a lot of cubes here. That's because I'm going to be switching a lot of times. But yeah, whatever. So looking at the normal, I was already like, wow, okay, I hope I get a good solve on this, like at least something decent. So like, because you see it's like so much blue here, so much green here, and like white, right? So I was like, all right, let's check it out, and it's actually a 4-2, and there is a 2 move EO again, so it's just D and F. So again, very lucky. And then you can make 44C RZP with L prime. Yeah, so RZP in 3, that was very nice. Then I switch, and I notice we have 2 bars here and here, along with 2 corners, and the 2 edges are back here. So what you can do is that you can match up the 2 bars and corners kind of like this, U2 D prime. And so now we have like this block here, and then you can make DR with either R2 F2 L or L2 B2 L. And I think I ended up going with like R2 F2 L. Yeah. So then after that, I think this was a 4C3 DR. So yeah. Alright, so switching from DR, if we switch the last move on RCP, so we had DFL there. If we make L prime, this is 4A3 now. The 4 bad corners are here. So we might be able to reduce this to 42 with the U move, but it actually doesn't. This is 4C4. We have parity there. So in order to fix it, we have to do either F2 or B2. F2 works, and yeah, after that, doing a D move reduces this to 4B2 2E. So yeah, after that, I switched. Yeah, after switching, what we have is this case. So to set up to the trigger, you can do L2, which actually cancels out with the last move on the inverse, I believe. Yeah. So L2, and then F2, and then D prime, B2, D. Would make HDR, but I didn't find much off of this, so I actually used R2. I used RS2U2 trick. So you can do D prime, the first move to the trigger, but then you can extend using L2, R2, and that gives the, you know, alright, sorry, my phone cut out there. But yeah, as I was saying, you can do F2U for an extended HDR, and I think what I saw was you can do U2 to undo the last move. Yeah, we have kind of this little block here, so we can make a 2x2x1 with R2, and then yeah, we can kind of do like I like to do like, you know, U2 F2 R2 done to see if we can make a slice, and you can with L2 F2 and U2 R2 D2, and that is a slice in 21. Sadly a +1, so 22 final. And yeah, and it turns out that this is actually DR +2 optimal, so yeah, I could have gotten a 20 on this as well. I'll cover that now. Alright, so here's the 20 that I missed. So so we're back to the part where I switched after the 3 move RCP. So yeah, like I said, you can do U2 D prime. Instead of doing R2 F2 L, which I did, you can do L2 B2 L for another 4C3 DR in 7. And actually, no, it's an 8. My bad. But yeah, after that, you can just switch like I did. And then you can do, yeah, you can do like B2. You can do U like this. But the problem is like this isn't. I believe this is 4C4. So how to fix this is that like when you're reducing 4C3 to 4B2, you just do 1/2 turn on the other side. And so then after doing that, you can do a U move. And yeah, this should actually, if you just like, you know, try to fix it, you will find like that the corners are in 42. Yeah, so after that, you can switch again. Now I should say that this is like 42 4E, so it's not gonna be like you can use the R2. It's not like you can use the RU2R trigger, but you can use another one, which is going to be this. So after switching again, you have like all the bad pieces here, and you can do a B2 to kind of set up like, you know, this J here and like this J here. And when they're in that position, you can do like a U move, and now it's in 4A1 4E. So you can finish this in 2 ways: B2 L2T, or you can do F2 R2 U. And if you do F2 R2 U, it's actually a pretty simple finish. You have a block here. It's like, yeah, block there. You make another here, and so yeah, making that block, you can do F2 L2 and U2 B2 L2, and that solves the cube in 20 moves. Yeah, so I missed that. Whatever. I wasn't really thinking of like switching after 4B2 4E. So yeah, I did not find that. Rest in peace. Alright, so now for this last one, my 20. Before I show the 20, I'm actually going to show this stupid 24 that I found for it. So, yeah, it's like, it has a 15 move DR. Here it is. So, it's a 468, not as good as the other two, but let's see what happens. So, you have, yeah, we have these two bad and these two bad for the FB axis. So, you can do a B2 to bring these two here. And then an R2D will bring all the bad edges to the B face, and then you just do B. And then I think I did B prime because after that, you know, you have these two little columns, so you can do L to make 4E4C RZP. I didn't find, like, I guess you can kind of make DR here. Like if the E letter edges were better, I think this could be like, you know, maybe I don't know, like a 7 move DR, but unfortunately not. So yeah, I decided to switch. Alright, yeah, so after switching from RZP, I didn't find much off of this at first, so I was like thinking, okay, I should probably just solve this and move on to the next RZP I wrote. Yeah, so I was like solving it and like, you know, making the bars, just doing like stupid stuff. You know, planning not to find anything good, I just wanted to solve the cube. So I made the DR, and I'm looking at it like, I think this is like a, yeah, this is a DR in 15 at this point. So I'm like looking at this and I'm like, what if this is a 4A1? So I went to check. I did D2 R2D because you have like the columns and stuff, right? And now I'm like, oh, that was HDR. That was 4A. Oh, okay. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I'm seeing like, oh, how do I solve this now? Like I'm making, so I did this. Like I made the square here, and I made another square like this. You know, you have those two blocks there. You can finish this off with like U2, R2, B2, U2, and that's all the cube in like 24 moves. I'm like, what the hell? Like, okay, that was weird. That was a decent solution. Like, yeah. So I'm like, okay, that's pretty cool. And then yeah, I just decided to check the rest of my RZPs, and then yeah, now I'm going to show the 20. All right, so now for the actual 20, what happens is, like, what I found is that on the UD axis we have A pad. There's 4 here, so we can just make all of them good by doing U. You can do U or U prime, but I did U. So like after that we have the 4 bad edges left here. So what you can do to solve these is that you can do B. That sets up 3 of them on that side. D2, R prime, and then D. That makes D0 and 5. So yeah. After that, it's RZP. It's RZP on the LR axis. So yeah, I just decided to switch from there. Alright, yeah. So here's what we have after switching. We have this bar here, the edge here, and these 2 corners here. So what I noticed is that you can bring these 2 corners away from this edge and do an F2 B2 to, you know, make the bar and finish DR with L prime F, and so that gives the DR in 10 moves. So I'm looking at this and I'm like, we got this block here and this block here. Surely this is going to be some like HDR in 12, right? And it's HDR in 12. So I'm like, oh, okay. And I'm like freaking out at this point. Like I checked this and I didn't find too much off of it. Like I think despite this block being here, it's not that great. So okay, yeah, so instead of doing the B2R there, you know, couldn't find much off of that. What I noticed is that you can do like an L2 to bring this block to the front, F2 to kind of like exchange them, L2 again, and then you have like, you know, the same shape. So you can do B2R for an HDR and 15. I didn't R prime because then what I noticed is that we have, I think what I did here is like, yeah, we do have the square here, but this time it's in a much better form. So like you can do, you can make like this bar here with B2, and then you can solve the cube using L2, 2 by 2 by 2, and F2, D2, R2, and that solves it in 20. Yeah, so that gave me the 20. That gave me the 20, 22, 20. So 21 mean. Very nice. And now I'm gonna show this silly 19 that I missed just from DR. So I think, yeah, I just missed this one variation. So I think if you just do this E2 here, we still have the same shape. It just adds on 2 moves. And then if you do yeah, F2L, that gives also, I think that gives HR14. Yeah. So yeah, because I was being like nervous and stuff, I actually didn't find this finish from the HDR, which is you do an L2 to undo the last move, then F2, and then you can do like, you can see we have all these columns here. So I think if I just made it to this point, I probably would have found the 19, but I don't know, I was just being clumsy. And yeah, R2, D2, L2, Q2, D2. But because on the normal, we actually had like a D move at the end that cancels 1 move, so 20 minus 1 gives a 19. So yeah, I missed a 19 there as well. It's whatever. In total, I missed 4 moves out of a 1933 mean, but I got sub 21. I don't care. I'll try to get that some other time. We'll see. Very nice, considering my progress so far. Yeah, like I think this is, I wasn't expecting to get sub 21 mean so soon. So yeah, I'm very happy about it. I think as of now, I started taking DR seriously. Yeah, like I think I started taking DR seriously around like maybe 6 months ago. So it's a very nice improvement that I'm having right now. Maybe it's just luck. It could be luck, but yeah, it's also, I think sub 24 goal wasn't that bad honestly. So yeah, there you go. Thank you for watching. Bye.